Okay, it's the podcast. There is some auditory background noise, and that would be my fault. I would like to poll the audience.
Why are you going to tell me what the background noise is
and
first?
then we're going to get to it. Listen to the end to figure out what the background noise is. Okay, when you buy a cookie cutter, how are they, if you say I want 3.5 inches, where in the world is that measured from?
Where is it from? Like
Corey will send
top
me.
to bottom?
I want this as a cutter. Okay, what dimension? 3.5. She's just saying it because it's the only
3.5
number she's ever heard.
What I typically order.
Listen, I want you to imagine if you're doing, like, let's say we're printing a finger, like a witch finger, right? And you say 3.5, and I apply it for width.
I don't know.
It'll be the tallest thing.
I don't know.
It almost would be too long for this printer, right?
I don't know.
And then if you say from top to bottom, you're going to get a very narrow width.
Right.
Then, here, but before they get there, don't say diagonally to me. How are you measuring diagonally? Because a 3.5 from bottom left corner to top right corner is going to be massive or little. We don't know.
I don't know. Some shops I order 3.5 perfect size. Some I'm like, this is tiny. I can't do anything with this.
And I wonder if the perfect sizing is because you got something pretty close to a square. But when you get into weirder shapes,
I know,
that aren't like standard square, triangle, rectangle.
Anything that has words on it, when I order it, it shows up tiny.
So the words basically are a great example of a finger. If you had to write it on your finger, then you're going to get either a banner image you're going to have to hang outside, or you're going to get something so little.
I know that you couldn't even write on without the words being squished together.
That is ridiculously loud. Anyways, I'm printing a cookie cutter because
the
Bamboo Baby is printing a cookie cutter because I made a random size.
Messed up.
There needs to be an industry standard. Is all I'm saying.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to regulate?
I think what's happening is there is an industry standard, but cookiers, the bakers themselves, can't manage to get a 3.5 inch circle, which is very standard.
Yeah.
And apply it to a 3.5 inch word, which is going to be skinny.
To me, if I order a 3.5 inch circle,
what do you think it's 3.5 inches at? Well, of course it's a radius, but like pretend it's a word now.
In my mind, I want that word to be proportional.
That's
proportional.
Okay, then we're working in ratios.
To my
circle. Which is a math problem.
Listen, horrible at math over here.
Right.
Make the cutter make sense.
That's not an issue. If you guys know that there is an industry standard, or if you agree that there should be an industry standard,
raise your hand. Everyone's raising their hand.
Which, hey, wait,
2.5 mini, 3 to 3.5 standard, 4 inch. Big dude, pre-sale
See,
land.
You just talked about like the emotion of sizing. You did not.
That's all I know.
Yeah, but that's not.
I don't want to whip out a measuring ruler.
You're going to need to there.
I don't
person. I don't want to. Well, I had a podcast poll because you said I didn't ask them
you don't.
soon enough, but I asked one last night. Anyway, the sound of that is
You're
the
just going to
bamboo.
have to turn us up.
It's printing 2 3.5 inch allegedly cutters in 30 minutes with filleted edges, thick cut walls, and everything. I use a Bella plugin. Here is the question, the podcast poll. I'm asking it now because it has to do with cookie cutters.
Okay.
It says, how far out from a holiday do you order cutters? And I only gave them 4 options, 6, 4, 2, or I used the ones I had from last year.
What was the winning?
What do you think?
I want to say they're using them from last year.
That was second place.
Oh, new one!
36% of
we
people.
Love new.
We like our cutters and we don't know what size they are. So the first answer was, this is on 250 votes, which
wow.
is
See, because you gave it a good amount
Usually
of time.
like 2 people voted, 50%.
This is what you do. Heather, podcast poll. 2 minutes before podcast.
Listen, I got to write the Wednesday newsletter. It's got a section for that. So 43% of people said 6 weeks out. I like a good runtime on ordering cutters for a specific holiday.
So are you ordering 6 weeks out and then there's that week that it takes to get it loaded in?
So really their promotional schedule would be at 1.
Then you got to make it.
4
so
weeks.
You're at 4 weeks.
Yeah. Then we have the second, 36% of respondents said, I use the cutters I have from last year. I'm most proud of you guys.
Wow.
Then we got some Wildens.
Wow.
We have 15% say 4 weeks out. I live life on the edge.
So then you're got 2 weeks.
Which can you do it? Yeah.
You crazy.
Here's the thing. For the people at 6 weeks, they're going to have a cutoff that's 2 weeks out, right? Because they're planners ahead. They sold out. They ain't trying to take any more money.
I'm just imagining the life between ordering the cutter, getting it, and like actually making the cookies. Life happens in between there. So like,
Your life is cookies now. So, yeah. And then if you did the 4 weeks out, of which I love you people who live life on that edge, if anything goes wrong, either with the cutter shop or with shipping, you're not going to be able to promote a lot, but you will be that last-minute saving grace for the last-minute order.
I know.
Then 6% of people who are insane said 2 weeks out. I am crazy and I love it.
2 weeks out? So, that would be me ordering 365 days before next year when I'm going to use them.
When somebody orders, so how long does a cutter take to get to your door?
Pretty much a week.
Here's what I'm going to say, because the cutter shop likely doesn't have bins of these ready to go. They're doing probably print to order.
It's like 5 to 7 business days processing time, not including shipping is what they say.
No. I'm so sorry. Let me ask this one more time then. From the minute your blend clicks order to the minute it's at your door.
I want to say it's a week.
Oh, I thought you said processing time was 5 days and then shipping.
So anytime, it can, in between those 5 and 7 days.
Do cutter shops offer overnight or 2 days?
You can pay extra for rush.
You 2 week out folks are losing some money.
Yeah, are you sleeping well? Like I've been checking the mail constantly.
Are you able to afford to eat? Like the cost of shipping, and I'm so impressed that we get things in the mail. It's a phenomenon.
Oh. It's the coolest thing ever.
It's every day, and I hate paying for it, but I'm also like, are you charging enough?
I get a little high. I've seen the UPS guy turn down my little lane.
Little lane for the little lady.
Somebody parked in front of my house yesterday and didn't drop me off anything.
Not a lot of park here.
I got
the parking fee. Yeah, but that is the obnoxious noise in the back because Corey wanted cutters early.
No, I wanted just okay cutters at a normal time. I came to giant cutters last minute.
I'll be honest, they were ridiculously large.
Heather always, if you ask Heather to make you a cutter, she'll make one giant one. Figure out something she did wrong, and you'll get it in a standard size.
Everyone in podcast land is like, what I wouldn't give for a Heather who does 2 cutters.
Do you remember that astronaut you made that was life size?
Yeah, you went in. Did you make him?
I made that lady one.
You ordered a cutter of a tree. We turned it into a meme of voting when the tree goes up. It's obviously gone viral.
I got that from France. It was large and in charge. Yeah, it was big as my face.
Which one was bigger? Why did I make the spaceship guy so big?
I don't know. I do not know.
Did we go to the moon? And other questions to ask.
So we went to, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is where we listen to the Bamboo Baby. This is the Baking It Down podcast with Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. We're actually a marketing group on Facebook for bakers. 7,000 of you pending. Or get through it.
Yeah, there's 7,000 people pending, but there's 41.
Well, almost 42,000 bakers. One person I let into the group last week because she put, "How did you hear about us?" She put podcast, which I told you if I see that you're
open sesame.
She's like, I can't believe I got in this fast.
I can't either.
Hearing the podcast.
Nobody else, but she said the secret word. For some reason, you say I don't know if people know this. When you admin a group, Facebook has given us a lot more tools to admin groups than you probably were used to. But now when somebody does a join request, we can actually search for keywords in their requests. So I can type in podcast and see everyone who had podcasts to respond. You got to join on a computer.
Let those people in.
Let people go. But today, Corey wanted to talk about TOMA.
TOMA.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. TOMA is an acronym in marketing. It is a double-edged sword, but let's dive into it. TOMA stands for Top of Mind Awareness.
Why is there so many acronyms in marketing?
Because we have to sound more important than we are.
Top of mind doesn't
take
a lot of effort to say.
If you shove it into an acronym, then people are like, wow, TOMA. You know a lot. Getting my TOMA dialed
Working
in.
on my tome.
Toning up the tome. So with top of mind awareness marketing, it is a strategy. And without a strategy, it's actually a dangerous.
Well, tell them, what is top of mind awareness? It's a cool phrase. What does it mean?
Basically,
speak up. Can't hear you.
I'm looking at the audio. Oh, let's be quiet. I want to see how much they're hearing of it. Oh, they're hearing it.
All of it.
They're hearing it.
Thank you, guys.
This is a Bamboo ad. We make no affiliate income off of Bamboo Babies.
It is louder than I thought.
You know, it has a quiet mode, but it makes it very slow. Oh. I don't have to turn it on.
Nah. No one's paying.
Also, it has a ludicrous mode.
What does that mean?
It goes insanely fast. It almost
ludicrous.
People say, "Did anyone turn on ludicrous mode and it break the print head?" And people are like, "Yeah."
Oh my!
But I got my print in 2 minutes. Like would move faster.
I would almost want to see what it looks like.
I can't risk my Bamboo Babies.
Go back to Toma. What is it?
Okay, so top of mind awareness. So when you think of this, like the dentist is a great example. Corey was talking about it earlier about top of mind awareness because you only go every 6 months.
I would say so. It was the orthodontist.
Which I
We
never
went
want to
in
go.
probably at the beginning of the year, and he's like, "Yeah, your kid ain't need braces for another whole year." So I was like, "Okay, I guess I won't."
So
hear from him
Corey's
for another year.
likelihood is that you'll never hear from him. But the orthodontist doesn't want Corey to forget. But what can you do? Remind her about her braces in a year? It's Archer's braces, not Corey's.
Although I do like braces. I'm
not sure who I offended at the orthodontist office when I was 14. But they gave us braces, and they made me wear a rubber band in a perfect square in the front
That's
of my
to
mouth.
help you. You better be thankful.
Corey, it was ridiculous.
I'm
That's
getting ready to part with
formulative
$6,000 for these little
Inflation.
Pomeranskis.
Archer needs them.
I know.
So anyways, the orthodontist sends an email saying, hey guys, free hot dogs. We're doing a cookout at the orthodontist office.
Yeah, free
Weird.
cookout. Bring your family by. We'll have some games that you can earn towards your rewards points for when you do get braces.
Okay, that is an example of top of mind awareness because it's not a sales pitch, but it's staying in the line of sight, albeit off to the back left at a cookout, in your target audience's mind. So top of mind, meaning, oh, you know what? I just used a painting guy. Who was it?
Right.
Ideally, that painting guy, after you hired him a couple years ago, never stayed too far out of your awareness. And that way you can recall and either refer or recall him back to your house.
And the majority of your customers will be like a once a year ordering, like probably for a kid's birthday or something like that. So what you want to do is not fall out of, you don't want them to fall out of your funnel. A lot of times I see in local community groups, it was like, I can't remember the baker that I hired. She specialized in macarons. Does anyone know someone who lived in Broadlands? And like, I feel bad for the baker because you've lost that client. They can't remember.
I can guarantee that comment section is going to be 50 other bakers tagging themselves.
It is.
They're gone.
It's, yeah. So what can you do to not make your clients feel off-put by always selling to them? Like, because not
That's
all of
exhausting.
them need to buy.
We can't do like buy from me for an entire year
A whole
without.
year.
I'm
going to ignore you. And,
Here's the thing: Paula's Choice, goodbye. Like Paula's Choice could send like information and not just a sales pitch every 2 minutes.
Right.
If anyone has felt attacked by the Paula's Choice text messaging campaign, please raise your hand.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, text messaging, I'm like, do not overly use that one.
Yeah. The only reason I've ever signed up for a text campaign is because there's 20% off.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what's nothing's more offensive to me than they're like, give me your email address and I'll give you 20% off. And I'm like, here. And they're like, and your phone number.
I want to say that's
if I knew the first one.
There's a government policy out there.
You're breaking whatever the law is.
So what can you do in your bakery business to stay top of mind, but to not create audience fatigue where they can almost see your email and ignore you because you're always selling to them?
Doesn't that dude go?
That is going.
He's going. We came up with some ideas.
Speak up.
We came up with some ideas. We're already at the rev limit.
Speak up.
It's going to deafen them. I'm going to say right off the bat, and I hate telling people to spend more money to make more money. Kind of, that's business, right? CRM programs are the most slept on thing I've seen in these groups.
Tell them, because it's another acronym. What does CRM stand for?
No, you'll have to ask me. TOMA, CRM. Customer relations management. Again, there's a couple variations of that, but for this one, we're going to call it customer relationship management software, meaning I'm managing my customers. Now, you may think, active customers, I already have that with Square, Big C, or something like that. But no, this is management of customers even after the fact, which fits in perfectly with the concept of top of mind awareness. Because when I create a customer profile, I'll likely populate it with what their order was, their order date. A lot of this allows me to customize the input fields to fit my business. And then I can set reminders. So when we tag these various, let's say I'm adding Corey.
Yeah. And
I'm the baker and she ordered from me on her birthday, November 22nd. Well, I haven't talked to her in about 8 months. That's for sure. But I want to start talking to her because I want to talk to her again in about 4 months. This year's flying by. So I may say, okay, pull anybody who ordered from me in November. If I tagged my contacts correctly, it's going to pull up Corey and all that. What are you looking at?
Email. Someone said, perfect. You guys rock. Invoice paid. Wow. If everyone came in like that.
Thank you. Love an email like that. Usually it comes with, I want to make 5 more changes. Invoice, not paid. But in the CRM program, I can use filters and tags. I can even tag anybody who's ordered Mother's Day cookies from me, anybody who's ordered birthday cookies from me, anybody who's ordered from me 6 months ago with this. And then I can export the list. A lot of the CRM programs actually let me email within them.
Yeah.
I can send a BCC without anyone knowing they're actually blind copied. It looked like I cared.
Genius.
Within these CRM programs, depending on the one you choose, you can also use mail merge tags, which means I can look like I typed out this email to Corey because she's this apple of my eye, when in reality I sent it to 50 Corys and I just want your money.
I love when we get an email from someone's mail merge to Sugar Cookie Marketing and says, "Hey, Sugar."
Yep. That's how you know somebody did tag correctly. So that's why when people have sign up forms and it asks for first and last name and it asks for any more identifiable details, is because likely you're getting it added to not only an email list but a CRM program.
Imagine being able to sell out of your Mother's Day pre-sale before you even start selling on social media.
Imagine that the email that I get says, "Hey Heather, I know you ordered from me last year and I know you love my Mother's Day stuff." That would make me more. I'm letting you, Heather, not you guys. I'm letting you have access to this first before I launch it to the world.
I know. You know what? I love when a client reaches out to me like, "Hey, I'm having a baby shower," and then all of a sudden a year later, my kid's turning 1. I wanted a first birthday set.
Now imagine if you stayed top of mind. What happens is a lot of us don't remember the shops that we use just one time.
No.
Right? It's kind of hard too. There's a lot of stuff we try to remember. But we're like, I don't have great record keeping as anybody. And then you're going to get recommended to 50 other bakers and you're never going to find that original one. Now, if the baker who was the original stayed top of mind, that client would never have to ask. So there's a couple different ways to stay top of mind that are creative. There's no right or wrong. Well, there is a wrong. Being obnoxious is the wrong way.
That is the first. I feel like email's so powerful, and it's so easy to be like, I'm
We have to monitor our voice patterns with the bamboo baby.
It's so easy to overuse email, so people like, I'm not going to open this.
You know why? Because it's so easy to use. If it's the easier it is to use, the more it's being abused. Ask me about my dating life.
Right.
You do not need the guttural laugh. Yeah. So here's one that we're going to start off with is newsletter and email list. Again, Corey just kind of pooped on it, but it is the top of our list.
No, because listen, it's good when you add value in there, not when it's a sale after sale after sale, because then I'll be like, well, there's no really reason. I'm not in the market for cookies right now.
Yeah, what I find myself unsubscribing from when I sign up for an e-commerce brand's newsletter, obviously I'm there for just that discount code. Now, what happens after that can be a hostage situation in my inbox. If it is just pummeling, and I hate to say, Ann Taylor Loft, chill, dude. Coach, you too. I just wanted one discount code, but instead they're hammering me with sales pitches. Now, as bakers, as smaller stores, we're not necessarily just e-commerce. In fact, we get in a lot more neighborhood activities. Yeah. You have a lot more elbow room to be more than just a sales pitch. And that's a top of mind awareness. So imagine if you were sending an email, but none of it could include a sales pitch. What would that email read?
Mine would be like, hey, they're opening a Hangry Joe's over in Dillingham Square. Here's what
Hangry Joe's?
It says spicy chicken and wings is what it said on the sign.
Are you going?
I don't like spicy.
You like chili
don't
on
like
top.
Spicy.
Chili on top with spice.
And I get the chili taken off.
Oh,
there's no chili on top.
Okay. But that would be, so Corey wants to keep her marketing hyper local, of which the people she wants to service the most are the closest to her house who would be interested in whatever's happening in Dillingham Square's spicy chicken area.
They know.
So that could be, and that's also great content as far as TikTok and Reels, because Corey can go, and I know people are like, oh, one of those. Yeah, absolutely. I love to look through the eyes of somebody else that's willing to be on the ground.
The ground floor.
Tell me if that parking lot's difficult. And what she can do is add value, stay top of mind, but she never pitched them. However, you're seeing it's coming from the Mixing Bowl Cookie Company. Another top of mind technique that I know some people are going to hate is Facebook ads. Yeah. You can do, I think you could even do under, but we kind of say $1 a day. Yeah. So you're looking at $30 a month just to kind of stay in somebody's news feed.
Top of mind.
Right. Again, that's probably going to look more like about the baker, or maybe it's about an upcoming class. It is a sales pitch. However, it's not, it's in their feed because they elected to use an app. It's not directed at them. It's just, hey, and you'll scroll past it 50 million times. What's the buzzword for when you see, frequency? Yeah. So within Facebook ads, you can set frequency. This is setting it up through Ads Manager and not a boosted post. Frequency means I want to show this ad to one person one time. Corey and I like drowning you in it. You know?
We do. But
Well,
you can see like the ad fatigue. Like
Yeah.
when the ad has
Tell
been
us
running.
what ad fatigue is.
Ad fatigue is when someone has seen your ad so many times now they either opt out to click to not have it in their feed. They scroll like zooming by it.
Right. So there's a sweet spot of showing your ad enough times that you're interesting, but not enough times that you're annoying.
So what you want to do, and the word, if you have like a picture or a video, it's called the creative. You want to switch that up. So if you have it on your to-do list for your business, like create a new Facebook ad for top of mind awareness, just switch it up. Like
Something
for the holidays
you can do
coming around.
in Ads Manager, again, that's building an ad from the ground up, you can set a carousel ad, but you can also tell Facebook to rearrange the carousel ad based on what it thinks is performing the best. So essentially you get 2 ads in one and not so much fatigue. You can also do A/B testing on the text around the ad. Short text, emoji text, long form content.
If you are working on your newsletter skills, you can also use those email addresses and serve them an ad specifically. If they've, we are probably a 60% match rate from Facebook for emails.
That was before 14.5. I would say that maybe we'd be looking at a little bit lower.
It's still more targeted than nothing.
I wonder if matching somebody up against their email doesn't fall within cookie tracking. It's a different type of tracking. I wonder if you'd still be at a 60% match. I don't know what the numbers are these days. I know that ads were decimated by the iPhone 14.5
But I still think
update.
ads are great. So you can target people who have liked your page and their friends, and not just their friends across, America. You can actually say, people who like my page, they're friends, and then make it as simple as a zip code. So people in this zip code who have the friends. So you're not like sending your ad to like Colorado.
Yeah, a lot of times, and guys, I love you to death. I'm getting a lot of your ads, and I don't live anywhere near you. I love them. I'm impressed that you took, but you got to take that extra step because you actually paid for me to see it. And I'm not paying you to go do it or buy it. So just something to keep in mind. Facebook ads, I mean, these are people's entire careers spent on being ads managers and what do they call them? Media buyers?
Ad buyer, yeah.
Yeah. So it can get really in depth, but for the intermediate, the cursory overview, you can still get a lot of bang for your buck.
I say $1 a day, top of mind awareness. Just let the ad go where it go.
Now, what I want to say is what you're inclined to do is go to a cookie group and say, does anybody have any luck with ads? That is so broad. We have so many variables. Did they boost a post? Most likely. What was a lot of the content I see being
boosted? What was their budget?
Crazy.
If your budget was so tiny and you drew it out over 180 days.
But keep in mind, with top of mind awareness, we're actually not focused on conversions. We're focused on impressions.
And you can there is an ad choice, an objective. That's what it's called. That's called awareness. It's an awareness campaign. So you're not
Is it top of mind awareness or bottom of mind?
It just says awareness.
So Corey and I are using a lot of buzzwords because Facebook uses a lot of buzzwords. There is a course on the Cookie College about beginning into Ads Manager. Would you recommend a top of mind awareness ad using boosted posts?
I would say to the people who already like your page, if you've grown your audience correctly, that would be a fine one to do.
Keep in mind what Corey just added there was people who already like your page. If they don't like your page, they cannot get targeted in that ad. So you would need to, throughout this sales cycle, when somebody places an order, somehow get them to like that page.
Yeah. I will say for people who go into other cookie groups and you post your amazing photo and then you tag your business page, you are growing your Facebook page with other cookiers who would never buy your stuff anyways. So really hone in on who have you targeted. Is it cookie people?
That's why we always say your target audience, even if it's 2 people, is better than a 2 million audience if somebody will never buy from you. Can you open the door and see if they're the right size?
It looks smaller.
They are smaller.
Can I just pop it this?
Yeah. No, don't open it like that. Just kidding. How is the size good? That is ridiculously loud. The bat's big? He's got a wingspan. I'm not sure what to do.
A little bit.
So that is a great one. So Facebook ads is a great way to stay top of mind. $1 a day budget. You're looking at $30 a month. You can turn it up higher if you have more sales. But kind of having that just running in the background is not a bad idea.
I'm going to give you some information real quick.
Buckle up, kids.
It is abroad. Facebook ads, it'll take your money. It works off an auction system. So if you are coming towards the holidays and you're like, yeah, no one's seen my ad, that's because everyone who sells something is paying for the same Facebook ads for the same audience.
Yeah.
So top of mind awareness, your dollar during Dry July is going to go a lot farther than it will in December.
And then you'll be like, wow, I reached hardly anybody. You reached people. It just got more competitive.
Yeah, so you would fluctuate your budget.
The week of Black Friday, you'll have the most expensive auction. Because again, we're an auction. You'll be spending the most to reach the same amount of people.
Yeah. So if you were like, I don't want to spend a lot on Black Friday, but I also don't want to waste the $1 a day, you could turn it off for that and maybe bring it back come January. It'll be a lot cheaper.
We have another one, and this one gets into a sticky place. I think that it is put down too often, actually. I do think it is actually a great investment, and that is charity donations. I know what you're thinking. I don't work for free. Yeah, this is called strategic giving. Thanks. For some reason, that word does not stick at the top of my mind.
Really, like on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Strategic giving.
Strategic giving means I am operating at a loss intentionally for the greater good. And what I like to do is I like to chalk it up to marketing campaigns. If you bake a cookie, which we're going to talk about in a second, just to show it off, you're actually operating at a loss as well. You have created something and made nothing.
And when you think about strategic giving, a lot of us are thinking like charities. It actually doesn't always have to be charities. There was a local yoga studio. Yoga studio. There was a yoga studio that opened. And she said, yeah, we're going to have a bunch of people in Lake Ridge, there if you would like to donate something. So I said,
imagine that fish in a barrel. The yogi studio is the barrel, and the fish is everyone coming to this to support a grand opening. Obviously, the yoga studio owner is promoting this to all her friends and everybody she knows. So hitching your free cookie trailer to this locomotive of stretching.
Yeah, one corporate orders. From that yogi studio, another yogi studio wanted 200 cookies.
Genius. Did you charge them?
I did. I said 200. It's not I said that was
a little much.
Yeah. So I referred her out. But
that is a lead gen source. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people balk at charity is because they're like, well, it's so much work. That's so much.
Yeah.
And it is. But think of other creative ways to get the most bang for their buck with the least amount of effort involved. And that's what Corey did maybe a year ago. She donated a class ticket. Now, the class tickets are no work up front. I literally printed a piece of paper and then they auctioned it off. What happened was the charity marketed the class tickets, and another person who did not win, who wanted to win, ended up coming up to us after and buying their own ticket because they were so excited. The lady who did win the class ticket loved it, showed up, loved it so much, has come back, paid for a ticket, and brought her friends. So from one free ticket,
ordered custom cookies from me.
So we sold 3 class tickets and a set of custom cookies from this strategic giving, yes, operating at a loss, but in a way it allowed us to market ourselves even further.
Yeah, so when you see like a local shop that's opening up and they're really good at their marketing, they're posting a lot, they're active in the community, that's a smart way to keep your business top of mind because it's not sales. They're going to rep you, whether, they're tagging you in a post, they're showing off what you baked for them. People won't feel sold to, but they'll have a connection to that business in some form or fashion from their marketing, and that can translate to top of mind awareness for you.
Also, it creates additional content. I'm so happy I got to be involved with XYZ charity. We were able to donate this. And again, we're staying top of mind without selling. In fact, you just look like a really nice
what
person.
I did was like, hey, if you want 10% off of your lifetime membership at this yoga studio, today is their opening day. They're having this food truck there.
You're able to be an intercessor of interesting things to do while also looking like a person who donated into the local community who doesn't like that charitable strategy. And then at the end of the day, you were able to get your name out there enough to get another giant lead that you didn't want because you're allergic to money. Follow us for more marketing tips.
200 is a lot.
Some of these people in here.
Yeah.
They can.
I know.
I don't know. Another one, I'm going to let Corey speak to this because it's her favorite thing to do because it doesn't involve making money. Content cookies.
Content cookies are cookies for content.
Great. What did you just say? Like Corey, for the Cookie College, I taught a class on photo organization, which a lot of you know that altar call is coming. Right. Did we talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so she left the external hard drive here, and I use it to schedule out some posts to the Sugar Cookie classes page. There are so many content cookies.
Content cookies.
So walk us through what it is and why you do it.
So you have people who order cookies all the time. A lot of times, I made a dinosaur.
You're like, you have people that order cookies all the time? Tell us how you do it.
All the time. I have a dinosaur set. I did a princess set last week. But there's some themes out there that maybe people aren't ordering that maybe would show, a little bit of my talents, maybe something that's funny. That's where you can make cookies for content. So no one ordered it. No one will probably ever order it. If you see where I do the month the calendar month in cookies. No one's ordered that. I'm just making it because what it does is allow me to get in front of my audience without selling them. So they're seeing the cookies. They're putting in their mind Mixing Bowl Cookie Company sells cookies.
They're also understanding where your limits are. Like, whoa, I didn't realize she could do that.
Yeah.
I know that you started making cake balls like as of 2 days ago.
I did.
My diet can attest. They're delicious. But I had one late last night. I was like, if that storm knocks over the house, I want the cake ball to be my last meal. It was delicious. But what Corey can say now is like, hey, I was working on these cake balls. It's so funny. Tell us what happened to the cake balls.
The first...
No, with the lady who was telling your story.
Oh, yeah. I posted just the cake balls I'm learning. Took Gina's class, learning cake balls. Posted
Gina
them.
who? So they know.
Gina Wade. She owns the best balls in town. It's not her husband either. Just kidding. But she has a course on how to make cake balls. It's the name of the thing.
Okay, what is the Facebook group called?
Cake baller. Let me just.
This
look
sounds
it up.
just
Cake. I've had it. Cake pops, and cake balls knowledge and support group.
Okay, that is a Facebook group. Do you have to pay to join the group?
No, that group is absolutely free. She posts some free recipes at the top. Nice. So if you're just getting started, get in there, swim in there, and then you can buy her course, and she'll add you to a private group.
Did you buy the course?
I did.
Okay, so you bought the course, and then she made these just the worst things I've ever seen in my whole life. I think they should have been illegal to post on Facebook.
We're learning. And even Gina says, you'll make them 40 times before you perform.
Yeah, and then you came out the gate. Wow, bring them over.
They looked so good.
I wouldn't even want to eat the ugly one.
I would eat the ugly ones too.
I have some respect for my palate. Anyway, so Corey makes them. It's too many. So she posts them like, hey, I'm learning this. Again, top of mind awareness. She's not selling it. She said,
just saying like, here's what I'm doing.
And then a pregnant audience member says, I'm pregnant. This is all I want right now.
And I said, you can come.
She drove across the county.
I know.
To come get him. And turns out her husband was a police officer and she knew Nate. And they talked about it. Talked about things. Police officer Rod talked about.
But it was great. So now she is now turned into.
Oh, he's done.
Whoa.
He had to clean it. He had to clean himself.
Yeah, what's a little clanky clank?
Okay, nobody knows with the bamboo that it wipes its own butt. That's the toilet paper.
Wow.
So when it has like any residual filament, it goes to the back, hits the clanker.
To knock it off?
It tells it it's in the back, and then it wipes its bun over the clanker part, which has a trash chute in the back. There's a bunch of little filament poops in the back.
The baby, I wish I had.
He's purging himself. There you go, he wiped himself.
Baby. Heather has a video up on her screen.
I can't. I wish I was getting affiliate for this because I love it that much.
Crazy. There it goes.
And that's letting you come get it.
It's descending. Yeah, well, someone got my balls. It wasn't my husband. And I gave it to her for free, but now I've top of mind awareness. She's like, add this to your menu. These are amazing. I need to order cookies for you for my child's first birthday.
There is a great example of how top of mind awareness can pad your pockets without selling. Because a lot of times, this is obviously a marketing and sales podcast. When you think, how do I sell? Am I going to be annoying? Yeah, we're trying not to be as annoying. We're trying to be value added. And you'll see different types of marketing campaigns have different focuses.
Because when you really need to sell something, we want you to be annoying.
Look at how loud that was and how quiet it feels now. Auditory clutter is a thing.
In my house?
You like it. That one time you were on the floor listening to TikTok. There was music.
Sometimes I can handle it. Sometimes I can't. Like today I was like, there's just too much sound.
The 3D printers, and I love them, are sensory abuse. That should be illegal.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not trying to pitch you guys on a Bamboo Baby. I make no money from it. It is Wi-Fi enabled, so I could essentially tuck this in a closet. It's also in its own casing, so it doesn't need a lot of airflow or airflow management.
I feel like you probably would need a little airflow.
No, he doesn't. That's why he has his own built-in fan. He's doing it all himself. Oh, wow. I mean, I wouldn't want to put pillows around him. But I could put that in the basement, essentially away from people. Send my cutter over there and just come.
Why aren't you doing that?
I need to see him. I need to have visuals on the love of my life.
What's next on our TOMA?
We have, I hate this one, Pop Buys and Main Street Marketing. So we did a collab. It was not our idea. I think it was Lydia's idea. Yeah. And she had gone through her Main Street, taken photos of these businesses that are popular, these local businesses, and turned their logos into cookies, and then took a picture of the cookie in front of the business
and tagged the business on her
this
page.
Great write-up, and the businesses ate it up. So we turned it into a marketing collab, and it was really great. And a lot of people made
they did a lot of good. Yeah.
So that is a way of selling without selling. So you would go to, let's say, what was that restaurant in Dillingham Square?
Hangry Joe's.
Hangry Joe's. Is it a franchise?
I'm sure
Sounds
it
well
is.
branded.
I don't know.
So, anyways, assuming Hangry Joe's is a franchise, you go to Hangry Joe's and then you do a write up on, hey, I went there. Here's their logo as a cookie, and here's a chicken wing cookie, which would be hilarious. And then write up everything you thought about the restaurant. Obviously, want to keep it kind of tending towards the positive.
Yeah, and odds are the franchise owner is local.
Yeah, and they're going to be stoked. So essentially, not only did you add value to your own audience who's interested in Hangry Joe's parking situation, you've also gotten the attention of the franchise owner, Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
And said, and that's selling without selling. And it's a really great way. It is a little bit more time intensive.
Yeah.
Now, I worked for a company who abused the pop-by concept. In an effort to be top of mind awareness, they never focused on anything deeper.
It wasn't quality pop-bys. It was like, hey, here's my business card again.
Yeah. It was to insurance agents, and I was supposed to drop off mints. Nothing. I have PTSD for it. Because I'd be like, hello. And they're like, you again? And I'd be like, yep. Like, I clearly have to check a box.
Buy donuts. But during Christmas time, before I ever knew I was going to bake, we did get cookies and cake balls from a local baker.
So if the pop by strategy is married to a sales pitch funnel, yes. If it is the only part of marketing you do, no. Because eventually your audience will be like, well, she just gives them for free. Why would I pay for these?
Yeah. But I think if you had a corporate client that ordered last year, you know that the workforce is transient. People coming and going, quitting and hiring.
Yeah.
So you can't just assume that, they're going to remember my name from last year.
They're not. And that front desk person, if it's anything like the office admins here, they're there for 9 months.
And then they're off to bigger and better. So you gotta keep reminding them, sweeten the deal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then I want you to pay attention that for what we sell, having the office admin's email is probably more of a benefit than having the business owner's email. We want the gatekeeper's email. That gatekeeper is able to make decisions, especially when it involves holiday parties. If it's anything like the small business structure that we see here, a lot of times, especially for that insurance, I was trying to get to the agent, but I would have to be like, we'll battle in the lobby.
Almost you want to schmooze the front desk person all year round.
That person's going to be your key person.
Yeah, like, hey, Stacy, I have some extra cookies. You mind if I drop them by to you? Do that in July and August so that when December comes around, that's the name she remembers.
Yeah, and then if you want to marry the Main Street marketing, if you're at a pop by for an insurance agent, you say, I was so happy to stop by State Farm, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jake wasn't there, but Stacy was. Loved her. And then finally, and this kind of marries it all together, is being a resource or just an informative touch point for the goings on of your area. Now, you'll see that insurance agents have kind of dug into this concept. Are they doing it right? I have my thoughts and opinions. However, saying, hey, here is a new restaurant opening. Hey, here is there's a library up here.
Yeah.
Never walked into it. I've lived here forever. But what is in the library? I know that libraries now offer free 3D printing.
Oh, wow.
How interesting would that be for a baker to be like, hey guys, I finally asked a question, what in the world is still in a library if we're watching everything online? And to kind of walk us through there. It is going to take that mental fortitude to record something in public.
I'm weird now with my phone. I'm like, sorry, film.
Yeah, you almost have to be like, I'm going to look like a dweeb. A dweeb makes money, so I'm going to do it. But you can be this resource or informative touch point and turn your page into that. We talk about the splash pads a lot. We talk about apple picking orchards a lot because here we live in an extremely populated area. There's basically one farm, Cox Farm.
There's a ton of farms. That one's very, very
near. You have to go far away.
That one's not far away.
No, that's the only one that's not far away.
That's only
Everything
local.
else, you're on a journey.
Yeah, I know.
So then saying, hey, here, like a lot of the problems with the farm that I just talked about, I feel like if I say it's like a dirty podcast.
Yes. The name. Venus Cake Ball.
It gets so crowded.
Yeah.
It clogs up the road leading to it.
It does. And then it will take you like an hour to get home.
So what do you think your audience wants to know? They want to know if they drive a little bit farther, where else could they go with the same experience? Yes. So that is being that resource. And I would love more people to incorporate that into their business marketing strategy instead of like sales.
I know. Or look what I made.
Yeah. Again, these are all buckets essentially that we've picked from.
We had this weird storm last night where they were calling for the end of the world for Northern
They
Virginia.
shut down the government, which they never really do.
Yeah. But like nothing really happened. So it was like,
let me stress to you, nothing at all happened.
Hey, listen, it was very lightning.
Here, there's one new leaf in the yard. That was it.
But everyone was stressed about it because it was all over the news. Everyone was like, we've never experienced something like this in 85 years. So to have a beam that correlated with the nothingness that happened yesterday.
Corey found one. She loved it.
So
it was one of those Mark saved froms, you know?
Yeah, Mark saved from, but there was like the word tornado, hurricane, all these.
Armageddon. Yeah, it was funny, but it was well timed and it was on point. And when she tagged it or she posted it in a community group, you'll never guess what page runs that community group, Mexican Bowl Cookie Company. It's all a spider web. But that is how you can have TOMA.
TOMA.
It is not a medical diagnosis.
Don't
it's a marketing
go into
diagnosis.
with your TOMA.
And drive a Tacoma. But with that top of mind, no FOMA. What you can do is you can, and frankly, I could even feature the 3D printer as a concept to tell people. A lot of parents are very interested in getting 3D printers for their kids. I always mention it in our cookie classes because for some reason, everyone thinks 3D printers are $1 billion, and I did too.
Right.
But when I say like, yeah, you can actually get an entry-level printer for $100, all these people are like, that'd be so fun for my kids.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of just be this more informational resource. So to take off the sales goggles that are so zeroed in to like, buy my stuff, and see if you can play more top of mind, especially in these months where orders are lower.
Yeah, but now we're getting to where orders aren't so lower. So what I see a lot of bakers do, they'll get so many orders, and then we won't see anything on their page.
Can't do that either. You can't.
It'll be like they ghosted. And then all of a sudden they'll come up for air and they'll be like, sorry, I haven't posted in a while. I've been busy.
Yeah, no, we've got to stay consistent. So you are busy, but, and I know that people are going to get mad by me saying this, like you're also watching Netflix too. So
we are not.
Like,
we're not.
People are like, yeah, I've not been able to make any sales. Like, but you definitely paid your Netflix bill. So we have enough time. You could even do it almost sitting at the TV, is schedule out some posts. That kind of fit these TOMA categories.
And to even make it so it's easier, download the Business Suite app. It makes it so you can just schedule.
It gives you prompts.
It
like
does.
Relaxation day is the 15th. I won't be working that day, by the way. Good relaxing professional.
I will be stressing that day.
So yeah, I really like it. And now I wouldn't say that this should be your only marketing. I say it should be an ongoing campaign. A content bucket of sorts that you just kind of dip into and keep going. And especially when you are booked out, you don't necessarily want to give people the idea to try to order from you, right? But we also don't want to disappear in a Houdini act of social media. So we could do this. This would actually be a great content bucket to pull from, especially when we have where to go Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah. That's
like
a good
that.
Halloween's coming up. If you did, I asked in a community group, where's the best lights around Halloween around the area? Made a little listy and said, here's the best lights to go to.
Didn't one time for a client you drove to the house?
I felt like a creep.
Halloween.
There's a Chick-fil-A that goes all out for Christmas.
Oh,
Drove
really?
over there and took that photo.
See, that's great content. Now, it takes a little bit of effort, but all good stuff does.
It does, but it's shared more because it's not a sales post.
And you know, because like the worst thing is to drive up to house and be like, I want to be like, oh, this is it. Like, so being able to see the Halloween lights as a picture, that's worth dragging your kids out and strapping them into car seats.
Get in the car. We're making content.
Yeah. So there's a lot you can do there. It takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of creativity, but this is one of the more fun aspects of marketing.
Yeah. It makes it so you don't like, oh, I'm running out of photos of these cookies.
Or am I spamming people? If you feel like you're spamming people, just snag one of these.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then if you can, enter it all into a CRM program and let that do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as email and templating is concerned.
Yeah, I would say the emails are fantastic. Like that orthodontist office, I'm like, oh, I got an email from him. Let me open it up. Oh, hot dog day.
You could even use a CRM program to remind, like, you know, you were talking about people placing orders way in advance. And it's kind of hard to remember. You could tag somebody in your CRM program, if you configured it correctly, to have an upcoming open order for the month of November. Then a lot of these people who had placed orders 3 months out and haven't heard from you, you can say, hey, just want to let you know I haven't forgotten from you. Again, it's a mail merge. It looks like you care. You don't. Nice. You're just savvy.
Yeah, and I feel like they would appreciate that as someone who paid you and they have not seen their product yet.
Yeah, I'm a order way up front kind of person. I am your worst nightmare. I'm Batman. I love to get it off my plate and put it on your memory plate.
And then I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. So what it would be great for me, because a lot of times when I do that, I never hear from the person again. I just show up at the door and be like, hopefully you remembered. Because I didn't hear from you. So it would be really awesome to have somebody like, hey, I know that I'll see you next month, just to let you know we're still on track. And you can do that through a CRM, and it makes it considerably easier. Can you do all this for free in a Google spreadsheet? Absolutely. Will you cry? Absolutely. Good luck.
Good luck.
We have a texting question. This poor girlie.
Wow, you are
was
just
like-
jumping all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. Absolutely, my guy. So, Batter Up Sweetery has this question, and she had texted in on July 7th, but it was when we had that weird hiccup
7th?
in the text.
Yeah,
actually, it was
you
very
forgot
long.
to pay the bill. Got it. Mm-hmm.
Hiccup. We're going to call them hiccups.
Collections.
Hi, Corey and Heather Eleni. I'm going to say Eleni. Love that she spelled it out and sounded it out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Why are you
From,
struggling so much with it?
because is it Eleni? But it looks like Eleni. Yeah.
Alani? Or
Eleni.
Eleni? Oh, Eleni.
Okay, somebody
That's
told me
pretty.
this the other day. Is it okay? Gams has M&Ms up there, and they're wrapped around a nut. What's a nut?
There's a peanut?
No.
Almond?
Yes. Almond. This guy said it was almond.
No way.
He said it was almond. I'm just throwing it out there.
Almond?
He said that, and then when he said it's almonds, and don't come at me, it is actually pronounced almonds, and I'll tell you why. I never said why.
Okay, then that was him just leading them
So,
on.
Eleni, here from Batter Up Sweetery in Long Beach, California. Last week was absolute insanity in the best way. I know much of it to you two and your marketing nuggets and know-hows.
She said marketing nuggets and
and
know
quote unquote, and then a sticky out tongue face. I used your marketing strategies to pre-sell 17 dozen 4th of July cookies in just one afternoon. Unrelated to that, but another gigantic win for the week was this. I had made the bear-themed set for some folks behind a TV show, and the photos have been getting a lot of attention. A local journalist saw them this week and asked me to do a feature on my cookies and wants to do a follow-up business profile in a few months. The article about my cookies came out the next day, and it put me on the map. My followers have tripled in 48 hours. Maybe she should be teaching the podcast.
Yeah.
Alani, we need you. Which is huge for me because I'm from another state and all my previous followers were not local. I've already gotten a few orders and dozens of signups for the classes I'll be launching soon. Keep an eye out for my Cookie College signup. I could not wait to share this with you guys because you two have completely remolded my mindset and have taught me so much. Too bad I didn't get this on July 7th.
Can I get that tattooed
Yeah,
somewhere?
absolutely. I'll go with you.
And get it tattooed?
Yeah, I'll get the second half of it. Completely remolded my mindset and have taught me so much about marketing myself. I employ your strategies when posting to socials, which is probably why these photos had the reach to get that journalist in the first place. I cannot express my gratitude enough. I have a question for you. Oh, darn.
God, it's so great.
My husband is a professional chef and owns a restaurant here in Long Beach. Could you imagine being married to a chef? Stick a fork in me, I'm done.
Let's take a little migration.
Yeah. He wants to branch out and start a cottage business too, selling fresh filled pastas. Oh my God.
Wow.
You'd never see me again.
No.
Olive Garden would be in my own
Olive
backyard.
Hill?
My question is this. Can we incorporate a group name, have two DBAs, one for his business and one for mine, and set up all of our permits and licenses under our group name, essentially having one set of everything for our group that would cover both businesses? We are looking for ways to be financially smart as we go about our businesses. And since we're in similar businesses, it seems that we could operate as two divisions out of the same company. Any thoughts? Thank you so much. P.S. Where do I buy beads? I want to be team beads, but I am currently beadless.
Listen, if you're going to search for beads, search bead garland. Otherwise, you'll just get undone beads that you got to actually DIY yourself.
Absolutely
So bead
not.
garland. As far as the business goes, I think you can do that.
Here's what I'm going to say.
What are you going to say?
Don't do it.
I'm going to just say it from I've been divorced.
Wait, what? You're making this a relationship podcast?
I'm just saying.
He makes noodles. She'll never leave him. What I'm saying is from a liability standpoint. If they're and I know California is the most difficult of the cottage states. I think just to get your license is $500. Like it's not like a recurring $500. It's not like a one and done thing. I know that California is extremely strict. However, from a financial liability standpoint, I'm not sure you can have two DBAs. Would it? I always tell people, and I tell the clients that we work with, operate it as if you were going to sell it.
Yeah, that's what
So
our accountant
imagine
said.
obviously people love what you're doing. You're getting featured in things. Imagine that you want to sell it or you want to roll it into a brick and mortar.
Or someone wants to offer your husband,
Yes. So we've got two different things. Now to separate those down the road is going to be exponentially difficult and it will make it a very hard sell. And now if they're merged together, you're going to have one bank account. I don't know if you can keep all this is going to be in one, but it actually needs to be in two. And I agree. I love the concept of saving money and streamlining things. However, even from a marketing standpoint, he's selling pasta and you're selling pastries. Other than the P, I don't see a lot of correlation, right?
No, I think she's just talking about the business setup aspect.
Yeah, but But there's so much involved with that EIN number that what if they sign up for one Stripe account for him, but then you go to try another Stripe account?
Or if you get audited.
I would rather pass away. If we ever get audited,
I will cry. You won't hear from me. I'll take the money.
I quit. The IRS will have to search me now. But so I love what you're doing. I hate telling you to spend money. I am going to recommend to talk to an accountant, a California-based accountant, because you guys have a lot of rules I've not seen any other state deal with. And then I'm going to guess that they're going to see you as 2 clients instead of 1, and they're going to say separate it.
We're in charge of both.
I think you should set up 2.
I will say when I got divorced, I had to sneak in, sign all rights away to Corey's businesses right in that divorce decree. Hoping he didn't read it, which he didn't.
Really? Yeah. Whatever. We weren't making any money back then. So I love that. I'm going to say, yeah, keep them separate. Future you who's making money will be like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. Other than like future you who's making money and wants to separate the two, it's going to be such a pain, even down to like, here's an example. When you purchase a domain name, you have to attach it to your details specifically. Because, you know, imagine if you created a website that was not good. They need someone to track it down to. So you're going to have it associated with one company, but it's housing 2 domain names. There's just a lot of like cross-contamination there that I would not recommend. So
definitely talk to an accountant before you make the decision.
Maybe even a business attorney.
Maybe even a divorce attorney.
You just stop breaking people up. He makes pastries. Awesome. I really like that you both are doing it. A lot of your marketing strategies you could you know do, but I don't know that you could make them the same.
Nah.
Like you couldn't pipe it under one company without being kind of confusing.
Except for pastries and
pastas.
Pastries and pastas.
Come for us. If you're hungry, we got half of it. So that is going to be my recommendation. But what a great write-up, and congratulations on a lot of this stuff we talk about at length. But it's worthless if you don't implement it.
Yeah. And
I can only tell you, having seen this group for now, 3 years?
Yeah.
That the people who implemented are the people who are getting results, who are also the people posting about it.
I know. Well, all the things that we tell you on the podcast are things that we know have worked because we've tried them and it's worked. If you put your face closer to the microphone,
I can see that sometimes you're 5 feet away from the microphone.
I swear.
She's yelling at you.
Listen, my seat can't move.
Your head
right there.
Your head is either. I have to edit this, buddy. I had to edit
this. I wish you could physically see Heather's motion.
I've never seen someone get visually upset by telling him to speak into the mic.
They have a remote that says volume.
Oh, they would be
live now.
Jockey trying to get you.
I'm keeping it engaged.
It literally makes me sweaty telling her to sit closer to the mic. So,
take my
if your ears are blasting off right now, that's on Corey, too.
I'm as close as you can get. I'm in the microphone.
So that takes us through that. Corey, you want to, speaking of sales pitching and hard sales, tell them about the cookie college.
Well, get your wallets ready.
We turned you down. Ridiculous.
If you've never heard about the cookie college, it's me and Heather's Bambi, baby. It is. You're throwing me off. I'm sweating.
I'm literally sweating
too. I'm getting ready to get over there. Someone over here. The Cookie College is a membership that's monthly. What it's geared towards is pastry and pasta people.
It is a marketing, everything we talk about on the podcast. Imagine if I showed it to you on a computer screen, too. That's basically.
Heather held your hand. It took you step by baby step.
Dude, you have a DNS question, you come to me, boo boo. I got you. Yesterday we were strategizing how to get somebody's workspace account from their old brand to the new brand. You're not gonna like the answer. You gotta step 2. You gotta pay twice. But that is what the Cookie College is. Now, within the Cookie College, there's actually 5 memberships to choose from.
5 whole membership? Does college get everything, or you gotta pay for it separately?
It gets everything.
Oh, wow.
I think I should sign up. The college does get everything. For $76, you can sign up and you get all the memberships below it, including itself, which is probably the most comprehensive membership, regardless of getting the other memberships included. Below that is the Cookie Class Kits, which if you sign up for the Cookie Class Kits, I've added the $2 transfer club to your membership for free.
You're welcome.
A whole $2. Don't spend it in one place.
Welcome.
But in the Cookie Class Kits, it's everything you need to teach a cookie class. Again, the Cookie College gets that. Below that is the Baker's Business Basics. I don't expect anyone to stay there. Some of you that have been there for 6 months, I love it. Well,
I feel like you lost your login and the ability to...
If you need me to cancel that, please let me know. But if you join the Baker's Business Basics, it's the foundational courses. But at the end, the last course is the discount code to upgrade to the Cookie College and get that original price of $68.
But the Cookie College does get the Better Business Bureau in there.
It does. Below that is the digital downloads. It's 12 uploads a month to social media. It drops in the first of each week. It always is themed out. I just dropped the last one. It's autumn because I am done with the summer.
Isn't it like photos plus like little prompts on there?
Yeah, it's an assortment of both, but they all create, when you upload them in the correct order, a cool collage.
It does. So if you're getting ready to burrow your head down and never come up
I
from the
would
kitchen,
get that.
That's a good idea so you can have something ongoing.
You know, Facebook Planner only lets me post like a month and change out. I wish it let me do longer. I use Feed Hive when I need to.
Be a part of your business.
No, I'm going to phone it in and you'll never see me again. I really do legitimately think that's why it doesn't allow you to go farther out.
Because it wants you to be in there just as much as it wants your audience to be in there.
I need to go make money. You can use third-party apps to schedule in perpetuity for months and months. One Up App EO, I think it's the URL. I use Feed Hive myself now.
I did for Instagram. Later, you can actually plan out if you wanted an aesthetic grid.
Yeah, they do good on that one. And then if you wanted to get robbed on a highway, Hootsuite.
Yeah, I know.
It got ridiculously expensive. However, all that would allow you to schedule it out until the end of the year if you wanted. But back to the Cookie College, the lowest membership is the $2 transfer club. It's a fun thing. Corey asked me to print them all off and laminate
Guys,
them.
I got them.
We picked him up on the way here to do the podcast, but there's over 50 or 60 of these. And she's going to do a reel about it.
I'm going to show you the ones that I have.
Somebody
has like a little mistake on it.
Okay, we went to the FedEx Kinko's and they got a little piece of cardboard and then they laminated it. And Corey thought it looked like a bug. So whatever.
I want it to be perfect.
Okay,
why aren't you looking before you laminate?
Anyway, she's going to review those. However, that's $2 and the college gets that as well. So the digital downloads, the Baker's Business Basics, the Cookie Class kits, and the college all get the $2 transfer club, or just sign it up for yourself.
I know. $2. And what we're working on, can I say?
Which one? The idea from earlier today?
No.
Okay.
We're working on a standalone class. A lot of people are like,
I don't want to do
all the membership.
Yeah. Because recurring, I hate recurring things too.
Yeah.
Although you can cancel at any time in these memberships. So.
Right. Yeah. Heather's not going to hold you hostage. I've asked her to, and she
no,
lets you
let him go.
But what we're going to do is create a course, a standalone course. Of course, the college will get it, but it's
there's a lot of courses. Of course, you said of course. Got Mary Poppins over there. But with the standalone course, of course, you're going to get everything you need to teach a Christmas cookie class. But we're going to try to we're going to try to drop it in September. But I told Corey, we'll have to go to the place where we teach classes and show you how we set it up, where we get everything, the shop list, and you'll get the PowerPoint to teach a Christmas class.
Yeah, for the Christmas class. So anyone who's like, I really want to teach classes and I just don't, this will be for you.
We have guarded that how to teach a class because it's only a part of the Cookie College membership. This is going to be refilmed completely for Christmas. Talk about how to promote it, how to sell it, the copy we use. Mm-hmm. And then you get the Christmas class. That'll be a part of the Cookie Class kits as well. And it's a one-time download.
Yeah. So keep us...
But if you're in college, you got it.
Keep us true to that. Hold us solid to our idea.
Corey and I have a little bit of a problem.
We love wait to the last minute.
Yeah. This is, if we had we're going to the Twinburg Twins. When's the Twin meetup?
I think it's every July.
Yeah, we're going to go next year, the 49th
We're going.
But if we had a tagline on matching shirts, it would be, it still always gets done, although we cry. And we're trying to work ahead of time for these.
We're trying.
Yeah, because we got, let's think of the things we got. The Vendy Blendy. Got to start promoting that soon. Corey said let's start promoting it earlier.
Yeah, we're having it. Now it's a little segment on the podcast. Started today.
Well, let's jump. What is a Vendy Blendy?
Vendy Blendy is so much fun. It is.
It is great.
Anyways, on to the sponsors. The Vendy Blendy is a Black Friday sale that features bakers.
Virtual sale.
Yeah, virtual sale. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own
You just
bed.
have to join one group.
We do a join of the group. You sit and you pend till 12. Is it a.m.? p.m.?
Yeah, a.m.
You sit. I always get this confused.
You think p.m.'s night, but a.m. starts the morning.
You sit and pen till 12 a.m. and then thousands of bakers are led into this group where it just has baking vendors. We're talking cookie cutter shops, photography, backers, and props. STL Files was in there.
You got to start promoting this. You can't even sign up right now to be a vendor.
I know.
Acorn backers, hopefully they come back. Hopefully Bear and Tank come back.
So we've done it twice. It's been phenomenal. It's been $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully going to have just as many, if not more, vendors.
I'd like to tell you, vendors, this may be weird to be selling next to your competition, but it works like car dealerships work, where if all the car dealerships are close together, people are more likely to spend money.
Yeah, and if your competitor sells out of edible markers, guess who they're coming to?
They're going to flood to you. And I would like to do maybe we should do a whole strategy on being a vendor during the Vendy Blendy, because a lot of that you can extrapolate to your own business. But I want to say that the 20% off thing is a great deal because we'll be working at economies of scale.
So what she means by that is you have to offer at least 20% or more
to be a vendor.
In the vendor.
And then you got to pay $100 towards the giveaway door prize, which will be 2 bamboo babies if we can reach the 30 vendor threshold.
Yes.
That'd be so great. You guys, two people who join the group, they don't have to spend money, could walk away with a bamboo baby.
So you can pend in the group. You do not have to buy anything to participate. You can actually just get in there.
It's kind of a fun vibe. It's kind of window shopping is fun.
Prizes.
A lot of them, now this is optional for vendors, but door prizes gives them an extra post to make. So every vendor is limited to 3 posts, but if they want to do a door prize, and then at the end of the day, I get a little crazy.
It's just a blast.
It's a blast.
It's a blast. So we will actually do a whole podcast on the vendor blender so you know what to expect.
But if you're interested in being a Vendy Blendy, please email me at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com. I'll get you on the list.
And she is making a form so you can send that to your favorite shops.
That'd be great. If some of the people listening here would be like, I'd love to see the shop. Why don't you harass them too?
If we all harass them.
Yeah, let's bully them into giving us a discount. Crowdsource cheapness.
Oh, there was airbrushes. I'm trying to remember in the past years what I've got. Airbrushes, tons of cutter shops. What else was on there? There was like infused sugar.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do that again.
Paste. I got jams before.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. But again, the requirement is it has to deal directly with baking.
Yes. It can't be like some.
I would love to get like, I know some digital downloads people with like cookie tags and stuff, and then clothing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I would love to see more cutter shops, I think. And I would like to see more.
I want to tell cutter shops who are getting ready to be a part of the Vendy Blendy, put every single cutter option on your Etsy. If I'm going to pay for shipping, I'm going to make sure I get everything.
In my podcast poll, Amy actually said the comment, I thought it was a smart one. She's like, I wish cutter shops would read this, that people are ordering 6 weeks out and give us 8 weeks to decide. Like, give an additional 2 weeks.
The problem with trends, though, you can't expect, you don't know what's going to take off.
I know.
Right now, it's the groovy set. So now every ghost out there has a flower on their head.
Peace out. Peace out and spook on. But yeah, it's tough, man. The cutter shops are rough because, they don't want to suffer from the analysis paralysis. I stuttered through that word.
Yeah, wow.
No, but what you want to do is give people options, but not too many options that they get spooked.
I want to say in a cutter shop, though, I want to just add it to cat.
Yeah. So the Vendy Blendy is coming at you. This year is flying by. Flying. Your now face is very far from the mic. Look. Your neck went way far back. What else? Do you want to go to sponsors?
Sponsors. First up, but not least, is AE Core Backers. It's a food-safe backdrop specifically for home photography.
You harass Bakety Bake to see if she'll do 20% off. She's never done a Vendy Blendy.
She's never done a Vendy Blendy.
God, if we all bully her. Okay, listen. All of you on your little note.
Courtney Post. AE Backers, they have been a part of the Vendy Blendy. She did 30% off last year. Mind-boggling. But if you've seen any photo I've ever taken, it's on an AE Backers. Why? Because it's food-safe, matte, rigid, waterproof, stain-proof, scratch-resistant.
Is there anything they can't do?
I know. I pay my bills. Keep my first marriage together. Just kidding.
She's not there.
But you can score an AE Backers for 20% off right now if you want to beat the Vendy Blendy. And make sure you get the ones that you want.
It would be a hard play to save your wish list for the Vendy Blendy. It sells out pretty quick. You'd have to be one of those midnighters.
Yes. You can use code SUGARCOOKIE at checkout. She's also a great newsletter sign up for because she had this ding and dent sale.
Smart.
And you had to be a part of her
I'm a refurbed bay through and through. If they had a refurbed bamboo bay, I would have gotten that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But AE Backers, definitely great for both cakes and cookies.
Because they have big ones and
bigger
little
ones and
ones.
smaller ones.
Love it. Courtney Post is the creator behind Bakety Bake meringue powder. She took a chance on us when this podcast first started, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to throw some
listeners."
Yeah, so she has been with us for a while, and that's great because you all really like Bakety Bake meringue powder, and you can find that on baketybake.com. The meringue powder is called Royal Batch. It has everything you need in it, plus Corey's ex-husband. No, never mind. That would be sour then. But it has egg whites.
It does have egg whites.
It has white food coloring. It has corn syrup.
Vanilla extract. There you go. One day you'll get it. It's only been, a couple years.
You know what? I never want to get it. I want you to always be there to tell me. What are we wearing for a twin outfit?
I don't know. They were very twins.
We have to be very twins. We're not even identical, even though we
not.
look and sound like it. Although, Corey, you sound better than me.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Why? Because I don't have such a high-pitched voice?
Yeah, I sound like a squeaky bat.
When Heather gets excited, she goes like that.
I'll never get excited again.
My little sister and me walked into Nothing But Cakes a couple weeks ago, and she said, if I were Heather, I would spend the time alone in the car practicing talking at a normal level.
That is so rude. And I'm going to be talking about it with her later. I don't have a car to practice in, so it's going to get higher pitch. Can we believe I've not had a car for 2.5 months?
I know. I asked him for it back.
I don't want to impress you.
Last but not least is Eddie the edible printer. This dude prints right on top of food. So if you have macaron
on your external hard drive, I found a cookie of us holding a cookie of us.
Cookie
Yeah, I scheduled the post.
Okay, good. But Eddie prints it right on food. So if you're taking pictures of people, if you have a graphic, if you just want like a background, instead of busting out your airbrush, which takes 50 million years to bust out and to clean, you can actually just use Eddie the edible printer. He prints on macaron shells, Mentos, men's toes, M&Ms. Of course, royal icing. People print on buttercream.
People are probably
fondant.
like, these two are so boring and weird. They've said the men's toes show 30 times.
I'm just doing it for the people just tuning in. He's just doing it.
People are not tuning in, they're tuning out.
But Eddie, there is no discount code for him. He knows his worth, but you can score him. You can get a refurbed one. So you like refurbed stuff, you can get a refurbished one.
Also, if you kind of loiter in the group, you can see people selling theirs like they've pivoted, but they had a bunch of money before they pivoted and bought it. And I'm saying, like, a lot of times you can get them and all the additional trays, which are sold by third-party vendors, for roughly, sometimes I've even seen $1,000 off. And the hot swap, that's something where the warranty moves with the printer, not with the person. Yeah, there's something to do about that.
If you get an Eddie, and this doesn't matter if you get a used one, a refurbed one, or a brand new one, you get an hour worth of training. So you can talk with someone from Primera.
Yeah, there is a bit of a learning curve. With any technology there is. And honestly, a lot of you guys who love the saying, I'm not really tech savvy, get your butt up. You're tech savvy. You just don't want to learn.
I'm a very visual learner. So if someone was there telling me what to push, it's just a breeze.
Right. And they're willing to do that. You get a human bean.
Yeah.
A bean.
A bean.
That's a human.
To teach you.
You get a lentil bean and a human bean.
What I would suggest if you're planning on doing that is have a few cookies ready to roll. So you can print on something and actually see what you're doing.
If you say, I don't know how to bake cookies, don't worry. You can buy blanks.
From
Cookie
people.
blanks from people. Honestly, all they need you to do is press print. It's the only thing you have to do.
I know. It's so great. I love that you can do backgrounds. You can pipe on top of it so you can add the piping that everyone knows for,
Did you do a reel of the tray you used?
I did a tray. I didn't feature the tray.
That'd be a good one. I don't think people realize because I didn't realize how the trays work. I didn't realize you were printing on the tray, wiping it off, then putting it
I know, right?
That'd be a neat one.
I know. So you can always center it.
That'd be neat.
Be centered.
What they're saying is initially Eddie was designed to work with only circle cookies, like 3 inches, 3.5 inches. And then everyone was like, no, we want to push him. And Eddie was like, well, I'll push back. So then they invented these trays that kind of help you center these more specific designs.
Yeah. I mean, people have just done amazing things.
What do you think will be the trend for Halloween this year?
I told you it's the groovy stuff.
Somebody said, could we make Barbie into Halloween? I think you could, but that it would be a push. Plus, then you got Barbie.
The thing is, when it's a movie, you're really going off of the marketing of those
But
movies.
then Disney put out the Halloween spooky ride movie way too early.
Mansion.
Yeah, it did not perform well against Barbie at all. I wish they would have waited till Halloween a bit. I guess they were like, hocus pocus, they're good, let's push it out.
I know.
You've been in the middle of July?
I know.
So what do you think? We're going to go back to original DIY kits and classes?
I don't think the marketing wave is going to last till October.
They pushed the Hocus Pocus movie out. Wasn't it last week of August, which really forced our...
Absolutely.
Or was it first week of September?
It was September.
Yeah. Really forced the audience into like spooky season.
Yeah, like
which is a great knocking down the door for Halloween the next month. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna be on our own.
You got a twin dress? Got a twin dress down?
Can you think of one?
I'm talking about the cake balls. I learned cake pops are cake balls on sticks.
I don't think that was hard to extrapolate.
Yeah, cake balls though are not cake pops.
Because they're missing the stick.
They're missing the stick. So people call them cake balls or bites.
Considerably different than the circle?
I don't know. Some people are like, I love the stick.
I'm going to ruin this for some people. It turns out the cake of a cake ball is just cake that's been squished into a Play-Doh-like consistency. Yeah. With a binder.
A binder, which is technically icing.
Yeah, so there you guys go. It's been mushed in somebody's hands. So
but if you want to get into cake pops, I will say Gina's class was great. I'm a visual learner. It's a video, which is fantastic. But she's a recipe developer, so there's a billion recipes.
Was this with her recipe?
This is her recipe.
Which one?
It was supposed to be the rainbow sprinkles one, but I put the sprinkles in too soon and they melted. So that's why you saw no sprinkles.
And they lost their color?
They melted into the whole... That's why the dough was darker than like normal cake.
Yeah, it was dark.
Yeah.
I was like, this is some dark dough.
That wasn't my bad. I was too excited. I was like, this dough ain't going.
Okay, is that your twin dress?
Yeah, so if you want to get...
I'll say they look good. They look really fancy. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I also learned cake balls that have been dipped already.
You gotta think of a new name. The way you say that with a heartbeat.
Yeah, sorry. Cake balls that have been dipped last longer because the shell of the chocolate keeps the bread moist and from touching the sky.
Here's what I was telling Corey. And this is my theory on mascara marketing. We should talk about it. But some mascara companies, most of them, put a weight in the bottom of the vial. One, it lets the makeup stay up it can stand.
Yeah.
But it just feels better. And when they use the cold, like a metal shell and a weighted thing, it makes it mascara
quality.
Feels more expensive.
Cake balls, heavy.
They're heavy. And to pad your platters with a cake ball is going to make that feel like really high quality. I think at a low cost. Corey said that the cake ball creation cost, like the ingredients cost, seemed to be less. This was just a feeling. Obviously, Corey's feeling a lot of things. Felt like it was less expensive than what it would cost to make a sugar cookie. Now, labor intensive.
So there's a learning curve. I know. Obviously.
I think that's really the problem is like, here's with snowboarding and skiing. It's very easy to get started in skiing. It's very hard to get expert. It's very hard to get started in snowboarding, but apparently it's very easy to get expert. I didn't get that part. But I think cake balls is like...
hard. I will say that decorating cookies takes forever. I think if you really got down the whole dipping method, you could go. Gina's making like millions of cake balls.
I think once you got it, you got it. And I think the macaron people are in the same boat.
Yeah. Because it's difficult to learn.
But it is nice to be able to... If sugar cookies is your flagship, having a drop cookie, those chunky drop cookies look amazing. Could you get into that next? Are they shoving whole candies in it? I don't know. When they break them apart and they're just like...
Mine love to just go flat.
Yeah, I noticed. But yeah, if you can add these extra low-cost support items, you can make a lot more sales. When I check out of Edible Arrangements, because I got to talk about it on every podcast, their upsells of extra things, which I'm like, no, I know this is pure profit for you. Genius. Yeah.
I will say I tried the banana dipped chocolate.
I want to let you know I don't like banana. Oh, dipped chocolate? You were scarfing those things down like you hadn't eaten before.
I don't even love bananas, but with the chocolate.
You ate them with such a passion that I tried one and hated it. I was like, surely this has got to be good. It was mushy.
The banana was not. It was a little dry.
It was disgusting. But now I love it because when you go to, I don't love it. I think it's smart. Edible Arrangements has smoothies. Obviously, their fruit is,
fruit that's gone.
This banana's too squishy. But then they blend it up and then they have a whole new product that takes their extra ingredients.
I would not think of them. I would not go to there for a little smoothie.
One, every Edible Arrangement is like in the armpit of a shopping center. It's never fun.
They're working on delivery.
Yeah, they don't want to see your body in the store. But then you're telling me I can get a smoothie?
Yeah, that you can tell that was an afterthought.
They're like, realizing ingredients cost, add a smoothie. Kind of smart though is to make sure that everything you have kind of lasts as much as you can. Because when you start throwing stuff away because it's expired, yes, your sprinkles expire. You people out there who think they don't. They still expire even though you scratched off the expiration date. It would be great to use that stuff. So essentially, if my sprinkles were about to expire, I guess it's going into a DIY kit to look like it's more fun.
Extra sprinkles. 2 times the sprinkles if you buy it now.
I've been interested in digitally scanning documents. My big... Listen.
What life do you live?
An organized one. Searchable and categorized. That's my twin interest. I've gotten into like advanced digital scanning of docs and photos. Here's the thing. Everyone has photos, right?
Yeah.
We went through this stage where we took digital photos and then we went back to physical photos. Now we want to digitize those.
You know what I hate?
What? Chicken butt. This is my
You know what I hate? That we were really into
my twinterest.
those digital cameras.
Yeah.
We all had a billion of them.
Yep.
But I have never saved those photos.
It is unfortunate. And I'm trying to preach to you guys. I told Corey, the one photo you have of Arch that isn't taken on your crappy phone is not going to be what you want. So Corey and I are doing intentionally 3 things this holiday season to take photos of.
Halloween, apple picking, and Christmas. Thanksgiving?
I thought apple picking, pumpkin picking, a Christmas light thing.
Yes. Is it me and you in the photo?
Maybe. There's literally, listen, when you're not in a relationship, nobody's taking photos of you.
Listen,
I don't exist.
Your mom, no one takes a photo of you either.
I think it'd be good to have you and Arch.
I would love a photo of me and Arch.
You know your kid dialed in.
You know how it is.
The more you're like, hey, it'd be really cute if he'd be like, what's the opposite of that?
Just make sure I'm cute, and we'll just remind him like you did not listen.
We're like, hey, hi, please Photoshop in Corey's child and pretend like he's having a good time.
Please leave out.
I swear to you, and I don't know what it is, but if you say, hey, Arch, can you look at the camera? His mind loses it, and he does the weirdest, uncute things.
Like weird dances that
kind of cute kid. Uncute in all photos.
Aggressive dancing.
If I know you had traded photos and cookies last year for kind of a cute I can tell what you're whispering to him. If you don't dare stand up right in this minute.
Hug me.
So digitally scanning, I would like to challenge you guys who think you'll remember this time of your life. You won't. Take more photos and then back those photos up digitally and be intentional about it. You will not remember this.
You'll wish you did.
You're
gonna miss this. What's that from? Yeah, it's country music.
Okay, let's let it go.